Okay, the Wingsung 601. It's a pretty classic style fountain pen, very reminiscent of the Parker 51. At the top, we have a plastic top finial, a clip, again, very much in that Parker style, extremely functional, great clip, no real concerns there. The cap is all brushed aluminum. The bottom of the cap reads Wingsung 601 and made in China. Cap pulls off easily to reveal a fully hooded nib. The section tapers to that nib, and it's the same material and color as the rest of the pen body. The section is separated from the pen body by a single ring that helps hold the cap in place. The top of the barrel has a series of ink windows that are extremely functional and easy to see. The barrel is a pretty constant diameter until it reaches this point, at which point it tapers down to a rounded end. The point at which it's starting to taper is actually a blind cap that is very well concealed. If I give it a twist, it suddenly becomes visible. And it conceals what appears to be a Vacumatic button. However, this is a modern take on the Vacumatic in that it uses a spring-loaded piston, and we'll take a look at that mechanism during the disassembly. The pen in the hand is very comfortable. The cap does post deeply and securely. It transfers the center of gravity of the pen backwards, but it actually helps with the balance. And I would say that this is a great pen for students, note takers, and journalists alike. Okay, here we have the Wingsung 601. Right next to it is a pretty generic Pilot G2 rollerball pen and your standard Sharpie. One of the most appealing features of this pen is the sheer variety in finishes and nibs that it comes in. Here we have a Wingsung 601A in flighter. A Wingsung 601 is a flighter, but with metal or with gold trim. A Wingsung 601A with army green. Wingsung 601 that we just looked at. This one is in the wine color. And a Wingsung 601A newest version. This, I believe, was released in 2020. And this one is in the cocoa color. Let's take a look at how these pens are similar and different. Uncapped, you see that all of the pens are approximately the same size. The 601As come with this tubular style nib. Unfortunately, it prominently says that it's made in China. This flighter, I replaced the section. It typically comes with a standard black, a piano black finish section, and I replaced it with a metal that's available aftermarket on eBay and AliExpress. The one in army green also has those same ink windows that we saw on the red one. Again, very usable. And lastly, the 601A 2020, they replaced the nib with a standard number 5 that's easily swappable with any other number 5 size nibs. In terms of the finials, the flyer style both have a sharp metal end cap. If you take off the blind caps, you'll see a nice attention to detail. If you order one with a golden trim, you also get a golden piston knob. And if you get the silver trim, you get the standard silver piston knob. The green and the red both come from the same generation, and they both have the same rounded end caps. And the 601A, newest generation, they replaced the white jewel that's found on the older versions with a blue one. Let's take a look at how they look posted. Posted, you can see that they're all approximately the same length. All of the caps are interchangeable, all the blind caps are interchangeable. Even the sections are as well. Very versatile pen, fun to collect, fun to tinker with. Okay, let's go ahead and disassemble the Wingsung 601. This is the 601A variant. Cap pulls right off, section unscrews. Now the nib, feed, and section appear to all be glued together, so I'm not going to disassemble this portion any further. There's a clutch ring that can be pulled off of the barrel. At the end of the barrel is an O-ring here. I would recommend putting some silicone grease on that to help ensure we don't have any leaks. The blind cap unscrews. And then to remove the plunger for the pump fill mechanism, you use this wrench tool. You can buy this wrench tool on eBay and AliExpress. It used to be included with early model 601s. I'm not sure why they stopped selling them or including it as part of the standard pack. That was a little disappointing. And this pulls right out. Now your barrel is completely disassembled, and here you can see the spring unit. It's a good idea to add silicone grease to the piston as well as these threads, just to ensure you don't have cross threading and ensure that you get a good and smooth action on that piston. And now you have a fully disassembled Wingsung 601. To reassemble the Wingsung 601, start with the barrel and the piston unit. Screws right in. Again, you're going to use your disassembly tool to reassemble. Just screw that until it's tight. Cap goes right back on. This is the blind cap. Clutch ring goes on the top of the barrel, followed by the section with the nib and feed. It all screws in. And then lastly, you have your cap. There you have it. Wingsung 601A, ready to be inked up. Okay, inking up the Wingsung 601. I'm using Monteverde Blue Black in this case. You want to unscrew the blind cap, pull off the regular cap, okay, submerge the nib all the way into the ink, and we're gonna just start pressing until we stop seeing bubbles. I think we're already there. You'll be amazed how much ink you can fit into this little pen. I believe it's measured at about 1.8 milliliters. Put the cap back on, blind cap back on. And we're ready to write. Okay, writing with the Wingsung 601A. It's not flowing very well off the bat. I'm just doing some strokes, trying to get that feed going. This ink may not be the best one for this pen. Let's try reverse. Absolutely nothing coming out. I wonder. Tines look pretty well aligned. So this may be a situation where the tines need to be sprung a little bit. What I'm doing here, I'm just adding a little bit of pressure. See if I can get those tines to flex a little bit, because they might be a little bit too tight. Now let's give it a shot. It's looking better. This is a tubular. Nib. Little bit of work, but it seems like it's already writing a lot better. The ink again is Monteverde blue black. So this one might take a little bit of work, a little bit of tuning to get it to work perfectly well. I like to use a loop in order to really see those tines. I'm gonna try adding a little bit of pressure, giving it some downstrokes. You can already see it's becoming a lot wetter. Now let's try it one more time. Already a lot better. Does feel a little bit scratchy, so I think, yep, it might need a little bit of tuning. But I want to also give you an idea of what a well-tuned 601A writes like. So let me pull out this one. This one I've had now for about 3 years. It's always been inked up with green black from Diamine. Let's take a look. It does have feedback. I wouldn't go as far as to say that it's scratchy, but it works. I'm gonna switch over to another one of our Wing Sungs. This is the one that I started the video off with. This is the Wing Sung 601 hooded nib. This has been the most reliable pen of my entire collection. I have left this pen for months at a time, multiple months. And I'll uncap it and start writing, and it writes right away. I've never cleaned this pen. I've owned it now for about 4 years, and it is just a workhorse of a pen. So again, this one is a Wing Sung 601 in wine. I have it inked with Diamine, Oxblood. Just an incredibly reliable writer. One more that I'd like to show you today is my other flighter. Again, this is also just a regular 601. And this one is, again, Wing Sung 601. This one has Waterman Intense black ink. Something I want to draw your attention to is just look at the difference in thickness of lines between these two pens. Yes, it does use a different ink, but the thickness itself is quite drastic. I would say the red is about a extra fine. The black is a fine to a medium thickness line. And that's just, you know, unit variation. This pen is an economical pen. But with economics, you also sacrifice a little bit of consistency in the quality. But also with economics, you can play around with the pen, try and see if you can tune it to be your liking. So I want to say thank you Thank you for watching.